I'm Greg, and welcome to my gregarious world. If you want to join us on our 51-day adventure in the South Pacific, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap that notification bell. Bula! In our previous episode, we recounted our experiences at the port of Pongo Pongo in American Samoa. Now, after 2 wonderful days at sea filled with cultural presentations, insights about our next destination, and of course delicious meals, we are excited to be approaching our next port. Alright, here we are. This is going to be our first stop in Fiji, coming into Suva. As we neared the dock, we observed numerous tents being set up by various tour operators. Karen and I had already arranged our tour with Lucy from Untouched Fiji before arriving in Suva. We discovered Untouched Fiji through a Facebook group we joined ahead of the cruise, where Lucy showcased a variety of exciting tours, and we decided on the river tubing adventure. Once we disembarked, the scene was a bit hectic as we searched for the Untouched Fiji representative. Fortunately, we quickly spotted him holding a sign. And he guided us to a tent for check-in and payment of our tour. We hopped onto a small bus for a 25-mile journey that lasted about 40 minutes, taking us to NAVUA, the starting point of our tubing adventure. Karen and I shared the bus with travelers from various tour companies. We recommend shopping around for the best price, as it seems that many operators collaborate and provide similar, if not identical, tours. The check-in process was a bit unorganized. We had to check in, collect a life jacket, and grab a dry bag for our belongings. But in the cramped and crowded space, it was hard to tell which line was for each task. After we finished the check-in process, a guide was assigned to us, leading us to collect our tubes before heading to the water. We boarded one of the first longboats, eagerly watching as others climbed aboard their vessels. With everything in place, our adventure began as we set off upstream. The view during our longboat ride was magical as we passed by numerous waterfalls, cows grazing along the shore, and lush tropical vegetation. When the rapids became too challenging for our boat filled with passengers, we were instructed to disembark and walk around the rough waters until we reached a spot where we could board again. Meanwhile, we observed our captain and guide skillfully navigating the empty longboats through the turbulent rapids. After safely reboarding our longboat, we continued our picturesque journey until we arrived at our first destination, the authentic Fijian village of Sabada. Karen and I strolled along a beautifully landscaped path that led us to the village homes. Before entering, the women in our group were asked to cover their knees, while the men were requested to remove their hats as a sign of respect. Our group convened in the heart of the village beneath a pavilion, where one of the guides shared insights about village life. Afterward, we were encouraged to wander and discover the area for ourselves. The captain of our longboat graciously welcomed us into his home, where we had the delightful opportunity to meet his baby, gently swaying in a handcrafted bed. Karen and I decided to participate in a group tour, where our guide shared insights about the medicinal properties of various plants and flowers that we saw along the path leading back to the river, where our longboat was waiting. Once again, we climbed aboard the longboat and set off toward our next stop, a waterfall where we could enjoy a refreshing swim. The short hike to the waterfall was quite manageable, and we found the rope handrail to be a helpful support, especially given the steep drop-off along the path leading to the waterfall. I was eager to plunge into the cool, refreshing water, and the view of the waterfall that greeted me as I surfaced was breathtaking. I swam for a bit, taking in the sight of our fearless guides scaling the rocky edges and diving into the cascading spray. After drying off, we made our way back to the river to board our longboat once more, setting off to a picnic area for a delightful buffet meal featuring traditional Fijian dishes.
So you can only have that.
What is this?
Cassava, it's the staple root crop.
Oh, okay. Okay.
What about chicken milk? Okay. Good. Roasted pumpkin. Some noodle soup.
Yes, please.
Bread.
This is one for me.
Cassava. Salad. Chicken.
Yes, please.
Where's the family? Feel free to come back for more, okay?
You want?
Have some fish and coconut cream. They do.
Wild fern. What's it? It's a wild fiddlehead fern. I want to fish with a fish.
Okay. Hi. How are you? I'm good, thank you. How was the swim?
Okay. Look.
I wish you would have been with us.
Somebody has
What
to
is
stay
that?
back and do
It's a wild fiddlehead
I
fern.
know you're
Oh,
gonna
sounds
come
good.
back
Okay.
hungry. What?
Yes.
Good.
It's a fish with coconut cream.
Oh, okay.
Goes together with the fern.
And our tour.
Thank you.
Feel free to come back for more food.
What am I name? Wild fiddlehead fern.
We settled onto rustic benches beneath a covered structure, savoring our tasty lunch. As the wind picked up and a light drizzle began, we were grateful for the shelter while enjoying our meal. After finishing our lunch, we made our way back to the river to start our tubing adventure. The majority of the ride was smooth, gliding along gentle currents. However, there were moments when we needed to stay close to our guide, skillfully navigating through rocky sections and stronger rapids. As our tour drew to a close, the guides skillfully connected all of us, floating in our tubes, and began to sing enchanting traditional Fijian folk songs. The combination of their harmonious voices with the breathtaking river scenery and lush greenery created a truly magical and emotional moment that will forever remain etched in our memories. We returned to the port utterly exhausted. Although we had eagerly anticipated an evening fire show that we booked with Untouched Fiji, our river tubing tour dropped us off just 15 minutes before our bus was set to depart, leaving us too wet and muddy to make it in time. Disappointed, we approached Lucy to cancel our reservation. Her understanding and accommodating nature highlighted the strong connection we had established with her and Untouched Fiji before our arrival, making it easier to navigate this unexpected setback. Instead of enjoying the delicious Polynesian dinner we had originally scheduled at the fire show, we opted for a late meal in the main dining room of the Zaandam. After a day filled with longboat rides, refreshing swims in waterfalls, and river tubing, we returned to our cabin, eager to unwind and prepare for the adventures that await us on day 2 in Suva. See you next time. Cheers! Please be sure to like, subscribe, and tap that notification bell to keep up with our latest episodes. In the next episode, we'll spend our second day in Suva exploring the local market, enjoying some shopping, eating some local fast food, and more.